Hey everybody, it's Mike. It's Monday, June 20th, 2022, and this is going to be a channel update video. It's been a while since I've done one, and I will upload it to both my Sage of Quay and my Beatles channel. The first thing I want to do is to thank everybody for all of their kind words and the feedback that I received for my new song, Johnny Lightone. I had a number of folks ask me, who the heck is Johnny Lightone? And my response is Johnny Lightone is whoever Johnny Lightone is to you. So anybody who's lying to you or deceiving you, that's Johnny Lightone. So it can be politicians, it could be the media, it could be the government, it could be the drug companies, it could be the CDC, the FDA, the World Economic Forum, and the list goes on and on and on. And the other question I was asked by some of my musician subscribers on my Paul is Dead channel was, what types of guitars did I use on the song to get the tone that I have on the song Johnny Lightone? So what I'll do at the end of this video is to take you through those four guitars. Okay, so with that, the main purpose of this video is to let everybody know that the original content on both my main channel and my Paul is Dead channel is going to be a little sparse over the next several months or so. I have some very important and some very good stuff taking place in my personal life. One of those things is my daughter giving birth to my first grandchild, which should happen by, I would say, the end of July, early August. So it's all hands on deck, and the family is coming together to welcome a new human being into the world. And of course, it's a very challenging time to bring a child into the world, but thank God both my daughter and her husband are very much awake. And so we're going to come together as a family, as grandparents, and to make sure that the baby, and it is a baby boy, that he has the proper understanding, the proper resources and tools to move forward in his life as an awakened soul. And like I said, it is going to be challenging, but in challenging times, we do have to come together. And this is why the family unit is so important and why the controllers spend so much time trying to dismantle it. So with the baby coming, it has reprioritized where I'm going to spend my time. And quite honestly, folks, we cannot be immersed in all of this negativity every single day. Some people are in it 24/7, 365 days a year. It is not healthy, emotionally, mentally, or physically. And so we have to, and we should, dedicate large chunks of our life seeking happiness and fulfillment and spending time with your friends and your family and trying to have as good a life as you possibly can. Granted, the controllers are trying everything they can to take that away from us. And that's why it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we continue to plow ahead and enjoy life as much as we possibly can. And this is something that I've had to work hard at as far as maintaining that balance, because I can be a workaholic. And I know this. And so I have to step back and reassess and make sure that I'm not swimming in these murky waters all the time. And, I started the blog going back to, I guess it was 2010 or 2011. I've been doing it over a decade. And the podcasting and the presentations on YouTube, that's been going on since 2014. So I've covered a lot of ground over time. And so I have a fairly large body of work. And I've covered many, many topics. And the one thing about what goes on in the world is it is extremely repetitive, because the controllers continue to use templates. And why do they continue to use templates? Because they work. Because not enough people have awakened. So they can keep rolling out the same script all the time, and people continue to buy into it, So I had somebody asked me on my BitChute channel, it was a comment, and said, Mike, I really missed the Clown World news that I was doing back in 2021. Are you going to be doing any Clown World news segments this year? And I said, I don't think so. I spent a lot of time last year doing Clown World news, and I was exposing the whole, C vid thing, and talking about a lot of other stuff like the injections. And quite honestly, it's so redundant and so repetitive at this point that I just can't get the motivation up to sit in front of a microphone and to talk about stuff that I have talked about to death. And even this whole thing with monkeypox, right? So if you want to understand what's going on with that, all you need to do is to go back to my Clown World news from 2021 and replace the word CVID with monkeypox. And there you have it. You have a brand new Clown World news. So like I said, sometimes you just need to take a break and enjoy life. Not escapism. Not trying to escape from what's going on, because you have to know what's going on in order to, like I mentioned earlier, to avoid the traps so that you can navigate around them the best you can. And this is how I approach life. I see what's going on. I feel I have a really good understanding of what's going on. I know the agenda. And so when they roll things out, I figure it out pretty quickly as to what they're doing and where they're going, as many of you do, right? So that's the thing. There is a balance that we have to strike in order to both stay plugged in to ensure that we are educated and aware, but also to enjoy our life, because we weren't born into this life so that we could be submerged in their toxicity. I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. Now, even though the original content is going to be sparse here for a while on my YouTube channels, I'm still uploading content to my other platforms like BitChute, Odyssey, Brighteon, and Rumble. So if I find good documentaries or good interviews, I will upload them to those platforms. I can't upload them here because YouTube will take them down. And in fact, if you're still on YouTube, and this is where you sit primarily to get stuff, you're missing out on a lot. So get yourself onto Odyssey, onto Rumble, onto BitChute, onto Brighteon, and you're going to see a lot of really good content. So I will periodically upload videos to those platforms. In fact, I just put one up the other day, and then 2 or 3 days ago, I put another presentation up by Dr. Sam Bailey, and she does a wonderful job talking about the history of the injections. Maybe I'll put the link down below in the description box. You can take a look at it. And also, you can always catch my blog for 10 years or more. It's actually over 10 years. Every day, I put 10 new blog posts up. And I try to keep it very diversified. And I hit a lot of very pertinent content, things that are going on right now. And so you can get up in the morning, get a cup of coffee, and you can take a look at the blog. Start your day off with that, along with maybe some other alternative media platforms or blogs or websites that you go to. So my blog does between 10 and 14,000 views a day. So if we just take the 10,000 number times 30 days, that's 300,000 views a month. That's 3.6 million views a year. And again, I've been at it for over a decade, so it's been built up. And not without challenges, because Google has, on occasion, turned the spigot off on me and tried to, drop the views significantly. I do have a person that helps me to work around that by promoting the blog in order to, to do hand-to-hand combat with Google. They're trying to take it down. I'm trying to keep it up. So, but that's just the nature of what goes on today if you're doing this type of work. Now, there are 3 or 4 presentations I am working on. 2 of them are almost done, and they are Beatles related. And I will keep my head in the game as far as the Beatles go, because this whole thing with Billy is, I believe, is wrapping up. His runway is getting shorter and shorter. And in fact, in the book Memoirs, he puts a date out there of February 2023, and he doesn't get specific about what that date means. But myself and my colleagues have surmised that possibly it means that he's going to retire, or he might pass away. So I've got a couple of presentations that I have been working on, and I'll try to get them out within the next 30 days or so, 30 to 45 days, and I'll upload them both on my Beatles channel and here as well. And the reason why the Beatles are important is because the Beatles are all tied into this whole Eon of Horus, Aleister Crowley's Eon of Horus, which is the age of Aquarius. And this is everything that's playing out right now. Everything we're seeing right now. I tell people all the time that the reality is occulted. It's run by occultists. And the Beatles are a main cog from a music and entertainment industry perspective, as a giant tool in their toolbox to move that Eon of Horus or the Age of Aquarius, whatever it is you want to call it, the New Age, moving it forward. And that's why I've been sticking with it. Okay, I know some people are like, oh, I'm tired of the Beatles stuff. Well, if you're tired of it, then don't watch the videos. It's very simple, because I'm going to continue because I think it's important. And it's my channel. Okay, so let me see. What else do we have here? I am looking to put out another CD, another album, and I'm shooting for 10 songs. Right now I have 7 in the bag, and number 8 is just about done. I just have to add another guitar track, some vocals and some harmonies, and 8 is done. And then I've got to write 2 more songs. So I'm looking at early 2023 to release a new CD. The title of the CD, no idea. I'm still trying to figure that out. But right now, the most important thing is to get 10 songs in the bag. Okay, so I think that's it. So the net of it is that original content on my YouTube channel is going to slow up a bit, aside from some of these Beatle presentations I just mentioned. Go to my other platforms. The links are down below, where you can see content that's not mine, but I think is very good content that people should watch because it's educational. And hit the blog. Go to the blog every morning, and I think that a lot of people will really enjoy that. Okay, so with that, that's going to end the channel update. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to take you through some of the guitars that I played on the song Johnny Lighttone. And this is for those folks, especially my musician subscribers. I have lots of them on my Paul is Dead channel who have asked me. So let me do that now, and I will be right back. Okay, so this portion of the video is for all of my musician friends. Many of them are on my Paul is Dead channel. I have some on my Quay channel as well, but my Beatles channel has a lot of musicians who are subscribers. And before I get started with the guitars, a lot of times I'm asked about what amp do I use, what foot pedals, and so on. I do use foot pedals, but for the most part, when I do my recordings, I use that amp back there. That's a Fender G-Deck. It's an older amp. It has a multitude of different amp sounds, and the amp sounds that you hear on Johnny Lighttone would be the British 3 sampling and also the Tweed amp sampling. So those are the 2 that I used on Johnny Lighttone, and in fact, I use the British 3 a lot on most of my songs, and the Tweed periodically. So I like those 2 amp sounds, and of course you can get them to sound differently based upon what guitar you're using. So on Johnny Lightone, you're going to hear the main rhythm being played. It's a stereo effect on the left and right speakers, right? So one of those guitars is my Guild Starfire. And here it is. And you can see it has a 6-way switch. And those pickups are P90s, which gives the guitar a lot of crunch. It's a semi-hollow guitar. And there's the headstock. Okay, so that is the Guild. Let me just put it over here for a second. Hopefully it doesn't fall. That would be a drag. Okay. Now, the other guitar that you hear doing the rhythm on the opposite channel is my Gretsch 2420. And there's the Gretsch 2420. Okay. It's a great guitar. I love playing. It sounds good even when you're not plugged in. And there you go. That's my Gretsch 2420. So between the Guild and the Gretsch, that is how I got the rhythm sound. Then you're going to hear a guitar during the chorus which has a trem effect, and that is my Telly. So what I do with the Telly is that goes in clean. There's no effect other than a trem pedal. There's no distortion, none of that, no overdrive. I just do it nice and clean. And the pickups on this guitar are Fender Texas Specials. And it's a great guitar to play. It has that nice, clean, crisp, trebly sound. Now, let me see here. This is my Fender Strat. It's from 2007. And this is the guitar I used on the lead. Okay. And it has a humbucker in the bridge position. And this humbucker kicks butt. It sounds very, very good. Not all pickups sound alike, FYI. All right, so we have a single coil at the neck, in the middle, and then the humbucker at the bridge position. And this is the guitar that was used to do the lead guitar playing. And I cleaned her up. Because you guys know, right? You guitar players know when you play your guitar, when you're doing a recording session, you're playing live or whatever, you get a lot of grunge on the frets and on the fretboard. So she's been all cleaned up. Okay, so that's basically it. So I was asked about the guitar sound. I was asked about what guitars we used, and so I used 4 guitars. It was the Guild, the Gretsch, the Telecaster, and the Strat. And the samplings on the over here, the G deck was British 3, and I think it was Tweed. There's 3 Tweed settings, 1, 2, and 3, and I believe I have to go back to my data sheet. I believe it was 2, a Tweed 2 setting. Okay, all right, that's it. So you guys have a great day, and the comment section is open, and let me know what you think. Take care now.